Beloved chosen one, I am Archangel Michael, and I speak to you now with the full authority of the Most High. What I am about to reveal to you in these sacred moments cannot wait until dawn. The heavenly councils have convened, the scrolls have been opened, and your name has been spoken in the highest realms. You must hear this before the clock strikes midnight tonight, for after that hour passes, the window of divine intervention I'm about to describe will shift into an entirely different frequency. Stop everything you are doing right now. Close the door. Silence your phone. What unfolds in the next 2 hours will determine whether you walk into your divine inheritance or remain trapped in the web of deception that has been carefully woven around your destiny. The enemy thought they had more time. They thought their whispered meetings and secret agendas would remain hidden until they could complete their plans against you. But heaven has other intentions. Type Amen to get blessing 1111 if you can feel the urgency of this moment coursing through your spirit right now. For months, perhaps years, you have sensed something was not right. There have been unexplained delays, mysterious obstacles, and people who claim to support your vision suddenly becoming unavailable when you needed them most. You have felt the weight of confusion, wondering why doors that should have opened remain sealed, why opportunities that seemed divinely orchestrated suddenly evaporated like morning mist. Tonight, the veil is being lifted. Tonight, you will understand why. In the last 48 hours, there have been 3 separate meetings held about you. 3 gatherings where your name was spoken, your future discussed, and your destiny debated by those who have no authority to determine your path. These were not meetings of support or encouragement. These were strategy sessions, planning sessions, coordination meetings designed to ensure that what heaven has prepared for you never comes to pass. But here is what they do not know. Every word spoken in darkness has been recorded in the books of heaven. Every whispered conspiracy has been heard by angelic ears. Every plan they have made against your breakthrough has been documented in the courts of the Most High, and tonight, the divine verdict is being delivered. The first meeting took place in a location you would recognize. Someone you have trusted, someone who has had access to your dreams and your vulnerabilities, sat across from others who smiled at your face but planned your downfall behind your back. They discussed your timeline. They spoke about your gifts as if they were problems to be managed rather than blessings to be celebrated. They questioned your discernment, your calling, your very right to pursue the vision that burns within your heart. Type Amen to get blessing 2222 if you have felt this betrayal in your spirit, even when you could not name it. The second meeting happened through electronic communication. Messages were exchanged, coded language was used, and your character was assassinated through carefully crafted words designed to plant seeds of doubt in the minds of those who could have been your greatest allies. They shared your private struggles as if they were evidence of your unworthiness. They twisted your moments of vulnerability into weapons against your credibility. But beloved chosen one, what they meant for evil, heaven is turning for your good. What they intended as your defeat is becoming the very foundation of your greatest victory. The same people who gathered to discuss your limitations are about to witness the unlimited power of your God moving on your behalf. The third meeting was the most dangerous of all. This was not just about delaying your breakthrough or questioning your calling. This was about complete diversion. Alternative plans were presented. Substitute visions were offered. They attempted to seduce you away from your true purpose by dangling lesser opportunities in front of you, hoping you would abandon the authentic assignment heaven has placed in your hands for something that looked appealing but carried no divine substance. They thought they could redirect your energy, reshape your priorities, and realign your focus towards something that would keep you busy but not blessed, active but not anointed, working but not walking in your true power. This is where the countdown begins. You have exactly 2 hours from this moment for heaven's response to these meetings to begin manifesting in your natural circumstances. 2 hours for the divine reversal to commence. 2 hours for every tongue that has risen against you in judgment to be condemned by the very evidence of your advancement. Type Amen to get blessing 3333 if you are ready to see your enemies become your footstool. Now let me tell you what is happening in the spiritual realm while these natural conspiracies were unfolding. The angelic armies have been positioned. The warriors of light have received their marching orders. The same people who gathered to limit your influence are about to discover that they have not been fighting against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers that answer to my command. Your silence during this season has not been weakness. It has been strategy. Your refusal to defend yourself against their accusations has not been defeat. It has been divine positioning. Every moment you chose to remain quiet while they spoke against you, you were allowing heaven to build a case so strong, so documented, so undeniable that when the judgment comes, there will be no appeal possible. The enemy made a critical error. They assumed your silence meant you were unaware. They interpreted your peace as powerlessness. They mistook your restraint for resignation. What they failed to understand is that those who are called according to divine purpose do not need to fight for position. Position fights for them. Tonight, at exactly 2 hours from this moment, the first domino will fall. The person who initiated the first meeting about you will receive information that changes everything they thought they knew about your situation. A phone call will come. A message will arrive. A realization will dawn. And they will understand that they have been on the wrong side of a spiritual equation that was never going to balance in their favor. Type Amen to get blessing 4,444 if you can feel the shifting of spiritual atmospheres around your situation right now. But this is not about revenge, beloved chosen one. This is about restoration. This is not about punishment. This is about positioning. This is not about their downfall. This is about your uprising. The same divine power that is correcting their error is simultaneously opening the doors they tried to keep closed for you. In exactly 93 minutes from now, you will begin to see evidence of supernatural favor manifesting in ways that defy natural explanation. Resources that were blocked will become available. Connections that were severed will be restored. Opportunities that were delayed will accelerate with such speed that you will barely have time to process the magnitude of what is happening. The people who questioned your readiness are about to witness your preparation. The voices that challenged your calling are about to hear your confirmation. The hands that tried to close doors in your face are about to watch those same doors swing wide open with divine force. Your name has been written in scrolls that were sealed before the foundation of the world. Your assignment has been encoded in prophetic mysteries that no human strategy can decode or derail. Your breakthrough has been scheduled by divine decree, and tonight the execution of that heavenly mandate begins. Type Amen to get blessing 5,555 if you can sense the acceleration of divine timing in your spirit. Let me tell you what your enemies did not factor into their calculations. They planned against the version of you they thought they knew. They strategized against the person you were before your wilderness season, before your testing, before your refining. They have no idea who you have become in the secret place of the Most High. While they were holding meetings about your limitations, you were receiving downloads about your unlimited potential. While they were discussing your past failures, you were being prepared for future victories that will make your former accomplishments look like practice exercises. While they were questioning your worthiness, heaven was confirming your selection for assignments they could never imagine. The warrior they awakened by their actions is not the same person they remember from your vulnerable seasons. The giant they provoked by their conspiracies is not the same soul who once doubted their own calling. The force they have set in motion by their interference is not the same energy they encountered when you were still discovering your true identity. You have been forged in fires they never experienced. You have been tested by pressures they could not withstand. You have been refined by processes that would have broken their resolve in the first week. The person rising up to face their challenge is not who they plan to fight against. In exactly 87 minutes, the first sign will appear. You will know it when you see it because it will be so specific to your situation that only someone who knows the intimate details of what you have been enduring could have arranged it. This will be heaven's way of letting you know that every prayer you thought went unheard was actually being compiled into a case file for this very moment. Type Amen to get blessing 6,666 if you are ready to see the evidence of answered prayers that seemed delayed but were actually being coordinated. The supernatural intelligence network of heaven has been monitoring every conversation, recording every slight, documenting every attempt to derail your destiny. Nothing has been overlooked. No injustice has been ignored. No betrayal has been forgotten. The divine court has been in session, and tonight the verdicts are being delivered. But while justice is being served to those who opposed you, mercy is being extended to you in measures that will overwhelm your capacity to receive. The same hour that brings correction to your enemies brings blessing to your household. The same moment that exposes their deception releases your breakthrough. The same divine intervention that addresses their conspiracy activates your destiny. Your finances are about to shift in a way that makes their attempts to block your resources look absolutely foolish. Your connections are about to expand in directions that render their efforts to isolate you completely irrelevant. Your influence is about to multiply at a rate that transforms their plans to limit your impact into a catalyst for your greater expansion. The meeting they held to discuss your timeline becomes the very reason your timeline accelerates. The strategies they develop to slow your progress become the foundation for your supernatural speed. The limitations they tried to impose become the launching pad for your unlimited expression. Type Amen to get blessing 7,777 if you can feel the momentum of divine vindication building in your circumstances. In exactly 79 minutes from this moment, someone who participated in those meetings will attempt to contact you. They will use words like coincidence and unexpected opportunity. They will speak of sudden changes and new possibilities. They will act as if they are bringing you good news, never realizing that they are actually delivering the very breakthrough they tried to prevent. This person will have no idea that their phone call or message is being orchestrated by the same spiritual forces they unknowingly opposed when they gathered with others to discuss your limitations. They will think they are making a spontaneous decision when they are actually being moved by divine currents too powerful for their natural understanding to recognize. When this contact comes, you will know it is the beginning of the reversal. You will recognize it as the first evidence that everything I am revealing to you tonight is not merely prophetic possibility, but spiritual certainty. You will understand that your season of waiting has ended and your time of manifestation has begun. But here is what you must understand about the nature of divine timing. The breakthrough that begins in 79 minutes will not complete in 79 minutes. What starts tonight will continue to unfold over the coming days and weeks with such consistency and acceleration that you will need supernatural wisdom to manage the pace of change in your life. The door that opens tonight leads to a hallway filled with other doors. The opportunity that manifests tonight is connected to a network of additional opportunities. The breakthrough that begins tonight is the first note in a symphony of breakthrough that will play for months to come. Type Amen to get blessing 8,888 if you are prepared to walk through doors that lead to more doors. Your enemies made another critical miscalculation. They assumed that by delaying your breakthrough, they were preventing it. What they actually accomplished was increasing its magnitude. Every day they managed to postpone your advancement, heaven was compounding the interest on your eventual success. Every obstacle they placed in your path was adding momentum to your ultimate breakthrough. The promotion they tried to prevent will now come with additional authority. The financial increase they attempted to block will now arrive with supernatural multiplication. The influence they sought to limit will now expand beyond the borders they thought they could establish. They planned for the version of your breakthrough that would have come if they had not interfered. They have no strategy for the amplified version that results from their interference. They prepared for the blessing that was already assigned to you. They have no defense against the double portion that comes as compensation for the injustice you endured. In exactly 71 minutes, the second sign will manifest. This one will be even more specific than the first. It will involve either a number sequence you have been seeing repeatedly, a name you have been hearing in your spirit, or a symbol that has appeared in your dreams. When you encounter this sign, you will know that the angelic forces assigned to your breakthrough have arrived at their positions and are ready to execute their orders. The third sign will come in exactly 68 minutes, and this one will involve someone from your past. A person who has been silent during your difficult season will suddenly reach out with words of affirmation, support, or opportunity. This will not be a coincidence. This will be heaven activating a resource that was always assigned to your journey, but was held in reserve until the moment when you needed to see evidence of divine orchestration in your relationships. Type Amen to get blessing 9,999 if you can sense the alignment of people, timing, and opportunities converging around your breakthrough. The fourth sign will arrive in exactly 63 minutes, and it will involve your physical environment. You will notice something in your immediate surroundings that you have not seen before, or something familiar will appear in an unusual place. This will be the spiritual realm announcing its presence in your natural space, confirming that the boundary between heaven's intentions and earth's manifestations is dissolving around your situation. But beloved chosen one, let me tell you about the most powerful sign of all. In exactly 59 minutes from this moment, you will experience a sensation in your body that will confirm everything I have revealed to you tonight. You will feel a warmth, a tingling, a sudden sense of lightness, or an unexplainable peace that comes from knowing that your waiting season has ended. This physical confirmation will be followed within minutes by an internal knowing that transcends logic. You will simply understand, with a certainty that needs no external validation, that your life has just shifted into a new gear. You will recognize that you have crossed a threshold from which there is no return to the limitations that once defined your existence. Your spirit will bear witness to your spirit that the person who wakes up tomorrow morning will be living in a different reality than the person who went to sleep tonight. The same bed, the same house, the same circumstances, but an entirely different spiritual atmosphere surrounding your destiny. Type Amen to get blessing 11,111 if you are ready to step into the version of yourself that your enemies never saw coming. Now let me reveal to you the conversation that took place in the heavenly councils while your enemies were holding their earthly meetings. The Most High looked at the documents of their conspiracy and spoke these words. They have forgotten who they are dealing with. They have overlooked whose child they are attempting to harm. They have miscalculated the cost of interfering with my chosen one's assignment. The response from the angelic armies was immediate and unanimous. Lord, give us the order, and we will demonstrate the futility of opposing your will. But the Most High's wisdom runs deeper than immediate retaliation. The divine strategy encompasses not just correction for those who opposed you, but construction of a platform that will display your advancement to all who witnessed your testing. Let them complete their plans, the voice from the throne declared. Let them reveal the full extent of their intentions. Then in one decisive movement, we will show them the difference between human strategy and divine sovereignty. We will demonstrate the inadequacy of their schemes and the sufficiency of our provision for our chosen one. This is why your breakthrough was delayed until tonight. Not because heaven was slow to respond, but because heaven was gathering every piece of evidence needed to make your vindication so complete that no one could ever question your divine appointment again. In exactly 51 minutes, the first phone call will be made. Someone who has been watching your situation from a distance will receive instructions they do not understand from a source they cannot identify. They will feel compelled to take action on your behalf without being able to explain why. This action will set in motion a chain reaction of favorable events that will continue for weeks. The second phone call will come in exactly 47 minutes. This one will be made by someone who was present at one of the meetings where your limitations were discussed. They will contact someone else who was not part of those conversations, and in their discussion, they will inadvertently provide information that leads to an opportunity they never intended to create for you. Type Amen to get blessing 12,222 if you can feel the invisible threads of divine orchestration weaving together circumstances for your benefit. The third phone call will happen in exactly 43 minutes, and this one will be the most significant of all. Someone with decision-making authority will receive information that causes them to completely reconsider a conclusion they had reached about your situation. This reconsideration will lead to a reversal of a decision that was blocking your progress. But here is what makes this orchestration truly supernatural. None of these three people will know they are part of the same divine intervention. Each will think they are acting independently. Each will believe they are following their own instincts. Each will be unaware that they are instruments in a symphony conducted by heaven for your advancement. This is how divine strategy works, beloved chosen one. While human beings plot and plan with limited vision and restricted resources, heaven coordinates circumstances across multiple lives, multiple locations, and multiple timelines to produce outcomes that serve eternal purposes. Your enemies thought they were dealing with just you. They had no idea they were actually contending with the divine intelligence network that has been assigned to ensure your success. They planned against your natural abilities, never realizing they were challenging supernatural provisions that were put in place before you were born. In exactly 37 minutes, you will receive the first direct evidence of supernatural intervention in your situation. This will come in the form of information that reaches you through an unexpected source. Someone will tell you something they should not know, or someone will offer you something they should not have access to provide. When this happens, you will understand that the spiritual realm has begun to intersect with your natural circumstances in ways that cannot be explained by coincidence or human networking. You will recognize that forces beyond normal perception are actively working to ensure that what was promised to you in private will be performed for you in public. Type Amen to get blessing 13,333 if you are ready to receive evidence of angelic intervention in your natural circumstances. Let me tell you what your breakthrough will look like as it begins to manifest tonight. First, there will be acceleration. Things that normally take weeks or months will begin happening in days or hours. Processes that typically require multiple steps will suddenly simplify into single actions. Approvals that usually involve several people will be granted by one decision maker. Second, there will be multiplication. One opportunity will generate 3 additional opportunities. One connection will lead to 5 other connections. One breakthrough will become the foundation for multiple breakthroughs, occurring simultaneously rather than sequentially. Third, there will be confirmation. You will begin to see recurring patterns, numbers, names, or symbols that serve as heaven's way of letting you know that what is happening is not random, but orchestrated. These confirmations will appear so frequently and so specifically that you will have no doubt about the divine source of your changing circumstances. Fourth, there will be restoration. Relationships that were damaged during your testing season will be healed. Resources that were blocked during your waiting period will be released. Respect that was lost during your vulnerability will be restored with additional honor. Fifth, there will be elevation. You will not simply return to where you were before the interference began. You will be positioned higher than you would have been if the interference had never occurred. Your enemy's attempts to diminish you will become the very reason for your enhancement. In exactly 29 minutes, someone will mention your name in a conversation that you are not part of, but this mention will be positive, affirming, and will lead to an opportunity being created for you. The person speaking your name will have no idea that their words are being used by heaven to open a door that human effort could not have opened. Type Amen to get blessing 14,444 if you can sense the atmosphere around your name changing in spiritual realms and natural conversations. In exactly 25 minutes, you will think of someone you have not contacted in a while, and within hours of having that thought, that person will reach out to you with timing so precise that you will know it was not coincidental. This person will bring either information, opportunity, or encouragement that directly addresses something you have been praying about. In exactly 21 minutes, you will notice something about your physical environment that confirms the spiritual shift taking place around your life. This might be a change in lighting, a sound you have not heard before, an animal behaving unusually, or an object appearing in a place where you did not expect to find it. But beloved chosen one, the most significant transformation will be the one taking place within you. As these external confirmations manifest, you will feel a fundamental shift in your internal landscape. The anxiety that has been your companion during the waiting season will lift like fog burning off in morning sunlight. The doubt that has whispered questions about your calling will be silenced by the evidence of divine confirmation. The fear that has made you hesitant to step boldly into your assignment will be replaced by supernatural confidence that comes from knowing you are backed by forces that cannot be defeated. The weariness that has accumulated from prolonged resistance will be exchanged for strength that feels bottomless and unshakable. In exactly 17 minutes, the first wave of this internal transformation will begin. You will notice that thoughts that have been heavy suddenly feel light. Burdens that have felt overwhelming suddenly feel manageable. Challenges that have seemed impossible suddenly feel like stepping stones to your next level. This is not positive thinking, beloved chosen one. This is not mental adjustment or emotional management. This is the literal changing of your spiritual atmosphere as angelic forces take their positions around your circumstances and begin to dismantle the opposition that has been operating against your breakthrough. Type Amen to get blessing 15,555 if you can feel the heaviness lifting from your mind and the lightness entering your spirit. Your enemies made one final miscalculation that will prove to be their most costly error. They assumed that your connection to the divine realm was dependent on external circumstances. They thought that by controlling your environment, they could limit your access to supernatural resources. They believed that by managing your opportunities, they could manage your relationship with the Most High. What they failed to understand is that your calling was not generated by favorable circumstances. It was not created by human approval or sustained by external validation. Your assignment comes directly from the throne room of heaven, and it cannot be revoked by earthly interference any more than human breath can extinguish the sun. The same divine voice that spoke your purpose into existence before you were born is the voice that now speaks your vindication into manifestation. The same spiritual authority that assigned you to your mission is the authority that now removes every obstacle that has been placed in your path. In exactly 13 minutes, someone who has been opposed to your advancement will experience a change of heart so sudden and so complete that they will become one of your most vocal supporters. This transformation will not be the result of anything you said or did. It will be the direct result of divine intervention in their understanding. This person will begin to see you the way heaven sees you. They will recognize gifts in you that they previously overlooked. They will acknowledge calling in you that they formerly questioned. They will offer support for your vision that they once criticized. When this shift occurs, do not be surprised. Do not question their motives or doubt their sincerity. Simply receive their support as evidence that the same God who can change your circumstances can also change people's hearts. Accept their assistance as confirmation that heaven is mobilizing every resource necessary for your breakthrough. Type Amen to get blessing 16,666 if you are ready to receive support from unexpected sources and former opposition. In exactly 9 minutes, you will experience what I can only describe as a divine download. Information, strategy, or insight will come to your mind with such clarity and completeness that you will know it did not originate from your natural thinking process. This download will contain either the next step you need to take, the solution to a problem you have been facing, or the answer to a question you have been asking. Write down whatever comes to you during this download. Do not edit it or analyze it in the moment. Simply record it exactly as it comes, because this information is being transmitted directly from the heavenly councils to your human consciousness. It contains instructions that will be crucial for navigating the breakthrough season you're about to enter. This download will be followed in exactly 5 minutes by a physical manifestation that confirms its divine origin. You will see, hear, feel, or experience something in your immediate environment that serves as heaven's signature on the information you just received. The combination of the download and its confirmation will mark the official beginning of your transition from victim to victor, from delayed to delivered, from opposed to appointed. From this moment forward, every step you take will be guided by supernatural intelligence that makes your enemy's strategies look like children playing with toys. Your breakthrough tonight is not just about correcting the injustices of the past. It is about positioning you for assignments in the future that require the character development you gained during your testing and the spiritual authority you earned through your endurance. The people who tried to limit your current level have no idea about the levels that await you. The voices that questioned your readiness for present opportunities have no awareness of the opportunities being prepared for your future. The hands that tried to close today's doors have no power over the doors that heaven is preparing to open tomorrow. Type Amen to get blessing 17,777 if you can sense the magnitude of what is being prepared for your future beyond this immediate breakthrough. In exactly 3 minutes, the atmospheric shift I have been describing will reach its peak intensity. If you are sensitive to spiritual energy, you may feel dizzy, emotional, or overwhelmed by the presence of the divine. This is not a cause for concern. This is confirmation that heavenly forces are moving with such power around your situation that your natural senses are detecting their activity. Some of you will feel warmth. Others will feel tingling. Some will sense pressure changes. Others will notice sounds or see lights. All of these are normal responses to supernatural intervention manifesting in natural space. Your body is simply responding to the presence of angelic armies taking their positions for your defense and advancement. In exactly 1 minute, the most crucial moment of this entire transmission will occur. This is when the divine decree that has been building throughout this message will be officially released into your circumstances. This is when the spiritual momentum that has been gathering will transform into natural manifestation. At this moment, I need you to do something very specific. I need you to speak out loud, even if you are alone, these words. I receive my breakthrough. I accept my vindication. I step into my destiny. Say this 3 times, and as you speak, you are giving heaven permission to override every limitation that has been placed on your life by human interference. The time is now. The moment has arrived. The breakthrough begins now. Type Amen to get blessing 18,888 if you just spoke those words and felt the shift happen in your spirit. Beloved chosen one, what I have revealed to you tonight is not theory or possibility. It is spiritual certainty being released into natural manifestation. As you continue to move through the coming hours and days, you will see evidence of everything I have spoken becoming reality in your circumstances. But remember this, with great breakthrough comes great responsibility. As doors open for you, be mindful that they are opening not just for your benefit, but for the benefit of all those you are called to serve. As resources flow to you, remember that they are flowing through you to accomplish purposes larger than your personal comfort. As influence increases around you, understand that it is increasing so that your voice can reach the people who need to hear the messages you carry. As your platform expands, recognize that it is expanding so that your light can illuminate spaces that have been in darkness. Your breakthrough is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of your assignment. Your vindication is not the conclusion of your story. It is the commencement of your mission. Your elevation is not the fulfillment of your purpose. It is the empowerment for your purpose. The same forces that moved heaven and earth to ensure your breakthrough will continue to support you as you walk in the fullness of what has been prepared for you. The same divine intelligence that orchestrated your vindication will guide you in administering the resources and opportunities that come with your advancement. You are not just being rescued from opposition. You are being positioned for occupation of territories that have been waiting for someone with your specific combination of gifts, experiences, and character to claim them for the kingdom of heaven. The enemy attacked you because they could see the potential of your future impact. They tried to stop you because they knew the magnitude of what you would accomplish once you walked fully in your calling. Their very opposition was confirmation of your significance. Now that their plans have been exposed and their strategies have been defeated, you will begin to understand why you were worth fighting for. You will see why heaven mobilized such resources for your breakthrough. You will recognize why your advancement required supernatural intervention rather than natural progression. Type Amen to get blessing 19,999. If you understand that your breakthrough is not just about you, but about everyone you are called to influence. As this first portion of tonight's revelation concludes, I want you to know that what I have shared with you is only the beginning of what heaven wants you to understand about this season of your life. There are additional layers of insight, deeper levels of strategy, and more specific instructions that await you. But for now, you have received what you need to recognize and receive the breakthrough that begins tonight. You have been given the spiritual framework to understand what is happening and why. You have been equipped with the knowledge necessary to cooperate with the divine processes that are manifesting around your circumstances. In the hours immediately ahead, watch for the signs I have described. Pay attention to the timing I have specified. Be alert to the confirmations I have promised. And most importantly, be prepared to move when heaven signals that your moment of action has arrived. Your season of sitting on the sidelines has ended. Your time of waiting for permission has passed. Your period of questioning your calling has concluded. Tonight, you step into the reality that your enemies tried to prevent and your supporters always believed was possible. The meetings they held about your limitations become the foundation for testimonies about your breakthrough. The strategies they developed to contain your influence become the platform for demonstrating your expansion. The conspiracies they formed to delay your destiny become the catalyst for accelerating your advancement. This is how divine justice works, beloved chosen one. Not through vengeance, but through vindication. Not through punishment of your enemies, but through the multiplication of your influence. Not through their defeat, but through your supernatural success that makes their opposition irrelevant. Remember this night. Remember this message. Remember this moment when everything shifted from delay to delivery, from opposition to opportunity, from limitation to liberation. Your breakthrough begins now. Now that the initial wave of breakthrough has been released, I must reveal to you the deeper mysteries that heaven has authorized me to share. What you experienced in the first phase was only the opening movement of a divine symphony that will play out over the coming weeks. The spiritual forces that began moving on your behalf tonight will continue to operate with increasing intensity until every aspect of the injustice you endured has been completely reversed and every door that was closed against you has been permanently opened. But beloved chosen one, there is something more urgent I must tell you. While you were receiving the first wave of breakthrough, your enemies were not idle. The same spiritual intelligence network that alerted heaven to their initial conspiracy has now detected a secondary plan, a backup strategy, a final desperate attempt to salvage their agenda, even as their original plans crumble around them. In the last 37 minutes, while you were feeling the atmospheric shift and witnessing the first confirmations of divine intervention, they held an emergency consultation. Not a physical meeting this time, but a spiritual conference that took place in realms they do not even realize they were accessing. Dark principalities that have been empowering their resistance against your destiny gathered to reassess their strategy now that heaven's counteroffensive has begun. They are panicking, beloved chosen one. The ease with which their carefully constructed obstacles were dismantled tonight has revealed to them the true magnitude of the spiritual backing behind your assignment. They now understand that they were never fighting against just you, but against the complete hierarchy of heaven that stands behind your calling. Type Amen to get blessing 20,000 if you can sense the desperation of the enemy's attempts to salvage their failing strategies. Their new plan is more subtle but potentially more dangerous than their original approach. Instead of trying to block your breakthrough entirely, they are now attempting to corrupt it. Instead of preventing your doors from opening, they are trying to contaminate what comes through those doors. Instead of stopping your advancement, they are attempting to misdirect it toward purposes that would satisfy your natural desires but derail your spiritual assignment. In exactly 43 minutes from this moment, you will be presented with an opportunity that looks almost identical to what you have been praying for, but carries a spiritual signature that is completely different from the authentic breakthrough heaven has prepared. This counterfeit opportunity will be attractive, logical, and will seem to solve all the problems you have been facing. It will come through people who speak the right words and make the right promises. But here is how you will recognize it as a deception. It will require you to compromise a value you hold dear, alter a boundary you have established, or abandon a principle that has guided your decisions throughout your testing season. The compromise may seem small, insignificant, even reasonable given the magnitude of what is being offered, but it will be the entry point through which the enemy hopes to gain access to your destiny and redirect it away from divine purposes. When this false opportunity presents itself, you must remember that authentic breakthrough from heaven never requires you to sacrifice your integrity to receive it. Divine promotion never demands that you abandon divine principles to obtain it. Supernatural provision never insists that you violate spiritual laws to access it. The real opportunity that heaven has prepared for you will align perfectly with your values, honor your boundaries, and actually strengthen your commitment to the principles that have sustained you through your wilderness season. It will feel like a natural extension of who you have become rather than a departure from who you are. Type Amen to get blessing 22,222 if you commit to rejecting any opportunity that requires you to compromise your spiritual integrity, no matter how attractive it appears. Now let me reveal to you what is happening in the heavenly councils during this second phase of your breakthrough. The Most High has called a special session to address not just your individual situation, but the broader pattern of interference that has been operating against multiple chosen ones during this season. Your case has become a precedent-setting example that will determine how similar situations are handled for others who are walking in parallel assignments. The angelic armies that were initially assigned to your vindication have now been reinforced by additional battalions specifically trained in exposing and dismantling counterfeit breakthrough strategies. These reinforcements arrived at exactly the moment when the enemy's secondary plan was detected, ensuring that their backup strategy will be as thoroughly defeated as their original conspiracy. But more significantly, your breakthrough has triggered what heaven calls a cascade effect. Your vindication is creating openings for breakthrough in the lives of others who have been enduring similar opposition. Your door's opening is causing doors to open for people you have never met, but who are connected to you through spiritual assignment networks that span the globe. This is why the enemy fought so hard to prevent your advancement. They knew that your breakthrough would not be contained to your individual circumstances, but would ripple outward to affect entire regions of spiritual territory. They understood that your success would establish a precedent that would make it easier for others to access similar levels of divine intervention. Every prayer you prayed during your waiting season was not just about your personal breakthrough. It was contributing to the building of spiritual pressure that would eventually explode into breakthrough for countless others who have been enduring similar testing. Your persistence in believing for your vindication was actually creating pathways through which others could access their own vindication. Type Amen to get blessing 25,555 if you understand that your breakthrough is part of a larger divine strategy affecting multiple lives across various regions. In exactly 37 minutes, you will receive confirmation that your breakthrough has indeed triggered breakthrough for someone else. You will hear about, read about, or directly witness someone else experiencing sudden positive change in their circumstances. This person may be someone you know personally, someone you have been praying for, or someone whose story reaches you through news or social media. When you witness this secondary breakthrough, you will understand that you have not just been fighting for your own destiny, but for the establishment of spiritual precedents that make breakthrough more accessible for everyone walking in similar callings. You will recognize that your season of testing was not just about developing your own character, but about creating spiritual case law that will benefit generations of believers who come after you. This is the true significance of what happened tonight, beloved chosen one. You did not just receive personal vindication. You participated in a divine legal proceeding that expanded the court rulings available for others who face similar opposition. Your victory is now part of the spiritual jurisprudence that angel armies can reference when advocating for other chosen ones who encounter comparable resistance. But with this understanding comes additional responsibility. As someone whose breakthrough has now become a template for others, you will find that your subsequent decisions carry weight beyond their impact on your individual life. The way you handle your advancement will either strengthen or weaken the foundation for others who will follow your pattern. The wisdom you demonstrate in managing your newfound opportunities will become part of the instruction manual for others who receive similar breakthroughs. The integrity you maintain as your influence expands will either validate or undermine the trustworthiness of the breakthrough template your case has established. This is why the enemy's secondary strategy focused on corrupting rather than preventing your advancement. They knew that if they could cause you to mishandle your breakthrough, they could contaminate the template and make it more difficult for others to access clean, uncorrupted breakthrough experiences. Type Amen to get blessing 27,777 if you accept the responsibility of stewarding your breakthrough in a way that creates a clean template for others to follow. Let me now reveal to you the specific areas where the enemy will attempt to introduce corruption into your breakthrough over the coming weeks. Understanding these areas in advance will enable you to recognize and reject their subtle influences before they can establish any foothold in your advancing circumstances. The first area is financial. As resources begin to flow toward you in greater volume, you will be tempted to make decisions based purely on economic advantage rather than spiritual alignment. Opportunities will be presented that promise significant financial gain, but require you to partner with people whose values conflict with yours or engage in practices that compromise your testimony. Remember that authentic financial breakthrough from heaven always comes with built-in protection for your integrity. Divine provision never demands that you sacrifice your witness to receive it. When heaven opens financial doors, those doors lead to resources that actually strengthen your ability to live according to your convictions rather than weakening it. The second area is relational. As your influence expands, you will attract attention from people who want to associate with your success rather than support your assignment. These individuals will offer valuable connections, impressive credentials, and appealing benefits, but their motivation will be to extract value from your platform rather than contribute value to your purpose. True relationships that come through divine breakthrough are characterized by mutual edification, shared values, and complementary callings. The people heaven connects you with will add strength to your assignment rather than weight to your obligations. They will understand your mission and support it rather than trying to redirect it toward their own agendas. The third area is platform expansion. As doors open for you to speak, write, teach, or lead in new contexts, you will face pressure to modify your message to accommodate broader audiences or more lucrative opportunities. The temptation will be to soften your convictions, broaden your focus, or compromise your distinctive voice in order to access larger platforms. But authentic platform expansion from heaven always comes with the understanding that your message is more important than your audience size. Divine opportunities for increased influence are designed to amplify your authentic voice, not dilute it. When heaven expands your platform, it is because there are specific people who need to hear your specific message exactly as heaven has given it to you. Type Amen to get blessing 30,000 if you commit to maintaining the purity of your message even as your platform expands. Now I must tell you about the timeline for your complete breakthrough manifestation. What began tonight will unfold in 3 distinct phases over the next 21 days. Understanding this timeline will help you navigate each phase with appropriate expectations and responses. Phase 1, which you are currently experiencing, lasts for the next 7 days. This is the phase of atmospheric shifting. During these 7 days, you will notice changes in the spiritual climate around your circumstances, but the physical manifestations will be subtle and primarily confirmational. You will see signs, experience synchronicities, and receive communications that verify the supernatural intervention that began tonight. During phase 1, your primary responsibility is to remain alert and receptive. Do not try to force manifestation or rush the process. Simply observe, document, and give thanks for each confirmation as it appears. The spiritual infrastructure for your breakthrough is being established during these 7 days, and your cooperation with the process is more important than your active participation. Phase 2 begins exactly 7 days from tonight and continues for the following 7 days. This is the phase of structural shifting. During this period, you will begin to see concrete changes in your external circumstances. Doors will physically open, resources will actually flow, relationships will tangibly change, and opportunities will materially manifest. Phase 2 will require more active participation from you. You will need to walk through doors as they open, receive resources as they arrive, and respond to opportunities as they present themselves. This is when your faith will transition from believing for breakthrough to managing breakthrough. Phase 3 begins 14 days from tonight and continues for the final 7 days of the 21-day cycle. This is the phase of functional shifting. During this period, your new reality will stabilize into sustainable patterns. The breakthrough that manifested in Phase 2 will integrate into ongoing systems that support your advanced level of operation. Phase 3 requires wisdom and strategic thinking. You will need to establish structures, create boundaries, and develop processes that enable you to steward your breakthrough effectively over the long term. This is when your breakthrough transforms from an event into a lifestyle. Type Amen to get blessing 33,333 if you are prepared to cooperate with heaven's timing through all 3 phases of your breakthrough manifestation. But beloved chosen one, there is something else I must reveal to you about this 21-day cycle. It is not just about your individual breakthrough. It is the beginning of what heaven calls your emergence season. This is a period of time when everything that has been developing in your life during your wilderness season will begin to manifest simultaneously. Your gifts that have been refined in secret will suddenly become visible in public. Your character that has been tested in private will suddenly be demonstrated in prominent situations. Your faith that has been strengthened through personal trials will suddenly become a source of encouragement for others facing similar challenges. The emergence season is when heaven transitions you from preparation to presentation, from development to deployment, from training to assignment. Everything you have learned, every skill you have developed, every insight you have gained, every relationship you have built, every resource you have accumulated during your testing will suddenly become available for use in your assignment. This is why your breakthrough had to wait until now. Not because heaven was slow to respond to your prayers, but because heaven was waiting for all the elements of your emergence to be properly prepared. Your vindication had to be timed to coincide with your readiness to handle the assignment that comes with your advancement. The people who tried to delay your breakthrough actually delayed their own opportunity to be part of what heaven was preparing through you. The doors they tried to keep closed were doors they could have walked through with you if they had chosen support over opposition. The opportunities they attempted to block were opportunities they could have shared with you if they had chosen partnership over competition. Their resistance to your advancement was actually resistance to their own advancement, because heaven had designed your breakthrough to create overflow benefits for everyone in your sphere of influence who was aligned with your assignment. Their opposition to your success was opposition to their own access to the increased favor, resources, and opportunities that would have flowed through your breakthrough into their circumstances. Type Amen to get blessing 36,666. If you understand that those who opposed your breakthrough also opposed their own potential advancement through alignment with your assignment, this revelation should generate compassion rather than condemnation in your heart toward those who worked against your breakthrough. They were not just opposing you, they were sabotaging their own access to the blessing that heaven wanted to release through your success. Their actions against you were actually actions against their own divine potential. As your breakthrough manifests over the coming 21 days, you will have opportunities to extend grace to those who opposed you. Some of them will recognize their error and seek reconciliation. Others will remain resistant and forfeit their opportunity to participate in what heaven is doing through your advancement. Your response to both groups will determine how much additional blessing heaven can release through your breakthrough. Forgiveness toward those who seek reconciliation will open additional doors of favor. Grace toward those who remain resistant will demonstrate your readiness for greater levels of spiritual authority. But do not mistake grace for naivety, beloved chosen one. Forgiveness does not mean returning to relationship patterns that enabled their opposition. Compassion does not require exposing yourself to continued manipulation or control. Mercy does not demand that you make yourself vulnerable to repeated betrayal. Heaven's instruction for this season is clear. Extend forgiveness freely, but rebuild relationships carefully. Offer grace generously, but establish boundaries wisely. Demonstrate mercy openly, but protect your assignment vigilantly. Some of the people who opposed your breakthrough will become allies once they see the evidence of divine backing behind your assignment. These individuals can be cautiously welcomed back into your sphere of influence as they demonstrate genuine change in their attitude and approach toward your calling. Others will increase their opposition as your breakthrough becomes undeniable. These individuals must be loved from a distance and prayed for from a position of protection. Their continued resistance reveals spiritual blindness that renders them unable to recognize divine activity even when it manifests in obvious ways. Type Amen to get blessing 40,000 if you commit to extending grace wisely while protecting your assignment vigilantly. Now let me reveal to you the specific supernatural abilities that will be activated in your life as your breakthrough manifests. These abilities have been dormant within you during your testing season, but they will begin to emerge as you step into the fullness of your assignment. The first ability is supernatural discernment. You will begin to perceive spiritual atmospheres around people, places, and opportunities with unprecedented clarity. You will be able to sense the motivations behind people's words, the spiritual climate of environments you enter, and the divine potential within situations you encounter. This discernment will manifest as sudden knowing without explanation, physical sensations in the presence of deception, and internal warnings about decisions or relationships that appear favorable on the surface but carry hidden dangers. Trust these perceptions even when you cannot explain them logically. The second ability is supernatural favor. You will find that people are inexplicably drawn to support your vision, resources appear just when you need them, and opportunities present themselves without your active pursuit. This favor will operate through both natural and supernatural channels, creating provision and promotion that exceed your qualifications or efforts. This favor will manifest as unexpected kindness from strangers, preferential treatment in business dealings, and access to opportunities typically reserved for people with more experience or connections than you possess. Receive this favor gracefully without questioning your worthiness to receive it. The third ability is supernatural wisdom. You will begin to receive solutions to complex problems, strategies for difficult situations, and insights into future trends that enable you to make decisions with remarkable accuracy. This wisdom will come through dreams, sudden understanding, and downloads of information that arrive fully formed in your consciousness. This wisdom will manifest as knowing what to say in challenging conversations, understanding how to navigate complicated circumstances, and recognizing the right timing for important decisions. Act on this wisdom promptly even when it contradicts conventional thinking. The fourth ability is supernatural influence. Your words will carry unusual weight, your presence will shift atmospheres, and your prayers will produce accelerated results. People will find themselves changed by encounters with you, situations will improve after your involvement, and spiritual breakthrough will follow your intercession. This influence will manifest as people seeking your counsel for important decisions, environments becoming more peaceful after your arrival, and prayers being answered more quickly when you participate in the intercession. Use this influence responsibly and always for the advancement of heaven's purposes. Type Amen to get blessing 44,444 if you are prepared to steward these supernatural abilities with wisdom and humility. But beloved chosen one, with these abilities comes a warning I must deliver from the throne room of heaven. These supernatural abilities are not given for your personal advantage or entertainment. They are tools for your assignment, weapons for your ministry, and resources for your service to others. The moment you begin to use these abilities for selfish purposes, personal gain, or ego gratification, they will begin to diminish in power and effectiveness. The supernatural favor that opens doors for you is designed to enable you to open doors for others. The divine wisdom that guides your decisions is given so you can provide guidance to others who are facing similar choices. The discernment that protects you from deception is meant to enable you to warn others about the deceptions they are facing. The influence that changes atmospheres through your presence is intended to create environments where others can encounter divine presence more easily. Heaven is investing these abilities in you because you have demonstrated during your testing season that you can be trusted to use power for the benefit of others rather than for the satisfaction of your own desires. Your faithfulness during your wilderness period has qualified you for supernatural abilities during your promised land season. But this qualification must be maintained through continued faithfulness. The same character that earned you access to these abilities must be sustained to retain access to these abilities. The same heart that attracted heaven's confidence must be preserved to keep heaven's confidence. Power corrupts when it is disconnected from purpose. Authority becomes destructive when it is separated from service. Influence turns toxic when it is divorced from love. Your supernatural abilities will remain supernatural only as long as they remain surrendered to the purposes for which they were given. Type Amen to get blessing 50,000 if you commit to using your supernatural abilities solely for the advancement of heaven's purposes and the benefit of others. Now I must reveal to you the final and most crucial element of tonight's transmission. Everything I have shared with you up to this point has been preparation for this ultimate revelation. The breakthrough, the vindication, the supernatural abilities, the emergent season, all of these are leading to a specific assignment that heaven is about to release into your hands. This assignment is not something you will need to discover or figure out. It will be presented to you clearly and unmistakably within the 21-day manifestation period I described earlier. The assignment will come with complete instructions, necessary resources, and supernatural enablement for its completion. But here is what you must understand about this assignment. It will be larger than anything you have previously imagined for your life. It will require more courage than you think you possess, more wisdom than you believe you have developed, and more influence than you feel qualified to exercise. By natural standards, you will be completely unprepared for what heaven is about to entrust to you. This is intentional, beloved chosen one. Heaven deliberately assigns tasks that exceed our natural capacities so that the supernatural source of our enablement becomes undeniable. When you accomplish what you know you cannot accomplish through human effort alone, everyone who witnesses your success will understand that divine backing was the only possible explanation. Your assignment will touch lives in ways you cannot currently comprehend. It will affect regions you have never visited, influence people you have never met, and create changes that will outlast your natural lifetime. The impact of what you are about to be assigned will ripple through generations and affect spiritual territory on a global scale. This is why the enemy fought so hard to prevent your breakthrough. They could see the magnitude of what heaven was preparing to release through you. They understood that your success would create spiritual shifts that would make their opposition to other chosen ones more difficult and less effective. They knew that your assignment would establish new levels of divine intervention available to believers, create new pathways for supernatural breakthrough, and demonstrate new possibilities for what heaven can accomplish through surrendered lives. Your success would become a template that others could follow to access similar levels of divine backing for their own assignments. Type Amen to get blessing 55,555 if you accept the assignment heaven is preparing to release to you, even though it exceeds your natural capacity to complete. The assignment will be delivered to you in exactly 13 days from tonight. It will come through a conversation, a document, a vision, or a sudden understanding that leaves no doubt about what you are being asked to do. The assignment will feel both completely surprising and perfectly logical, both overwhelming and absolutely right. When you receive this assignment, you will have 24 hours to accept or decline it. This is not because heaven is uncertain about your willingness to serve, but because the assignment will require such a complete surrender of your personal agenda that heaven wants to ensure your acceptance is fully voluntary and completely informed. If you accept the assignment, supernatural provision for its completion will begin manifesting immediately. Resources, relationships, opportunities, and abilities will align with remarkable speed to support your success. The same divine intelligence network that orchestrated your breakthrough will coordinate every element necessary for your assignment's fulfillment. If you decline the assignment, you will not lose the breakthrough you have already received, but you will forfeit access to the amplified level of supernatural backing that comes with assignment acceptance. You will remain blessed, but will not advance to the level of impact that heaven originally intended for your life. Most chosen ones who reach this point accept the assignment despite their initial intimidation, because they recognize that the same divine power that brought them through their testing season is more than adequate to sustain them through their assignment season. They understand that heaven does not prepare assignments without preparing the assigned. Your wilderness experience was not punishment for past failures. It was preparation for future assignments. Every difficulty you faced was designed to develop character qualities you would need for the assignment. Every test you passed qualified you for higher levels of spiritual authority. Every trial you endured was building supernatural stamina you would need for the assignment's demands. The people who opposed your breakthrough were actually providing additional preparation for your assignment. Their resistance taught you to stand firm under pressure. Their criticism developed your immunity to human opinion. Their attempts to discourage you strengthened your determination to pursue divine purposes, regardless of human support. Everything that happened to you during your testing season was preparation for everything that will happen through you during your assignment season. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was accidental. Nothing was meaningless. Every experience was precisely orchestrated to prepare you for the specific assignment you're about to receive. Type Amen to get blessing 60,000 if you understand that your entire wilderness experience was divine preparation for your assignment. As this transmission draws to its conclusion, I want to give you specific instructions for the 13 days between now and when you receive your assignment. These instructions are crucial for ensuring that you are in optimal spiritual condition to recognize and receive what heaven wants to entrust to you. First, maintain daily communion with the Most High through prayer and meditation. Your assignment will require constant divine guidance, and this guidance flows most clearly through established channels of communication. Use these 13 days to deepen your listening ability and increase your sensitivity to heaven's voice. Second, document every supernatural occurrence during this period. Keep a record of confirmations, signs, synchronicities, and divine interventions you experience. This documentation will serve as a reference point for your faith when your assignment presents challenges that seem impossible to overcome. Third, practice operating in the supernatural abilities I described earlier. As discernment, favor, wisdom, and influence begin to manifest in your life, use them purposefully and document their effectiveness. Familiarity with these abilities before your assignment begins will enable you to use them more effectively when your assignment demands their full power. Fourth, begin expanding your capacity for receiving and managing resources. Your assignment will come with provision that exceeds your current financial experience. Use these 13 days to develop systems, structures, and habits that will enable you to steward larger resources with wisdom and integrity. Fifth, strengthen your relationships with other believers who can provide prayer support, wise counsel, and practical assistance during your assignment season. Your assignment will be too large for individual completion. You will need a team of spiritually mature allies who can support your success without competing with your calling. Sixth, prepare your physical health and energy levels for increased demands. Your assignment will require stamina, focus, and resilience that exceed normal requirements. Use these 13 days to optimize your physical condition through proper nutrition, adequate rest, and appropriate exercise. Seventh, clear your schedule of commitments that are not essential or directly supportive of your assignment preparation. Your assignment will require focused attention and concentrated energy. Eliminate distractions and obligations that will compete with assignment priorities. Type Amen to get blessing 66,666 if you commit to following these 7 preparation instructions during the 13 days before receiving your assignment. Beloved chosen one, as this divine transmission concludes, I want you to understand the magnitude of what has transpired during these sacred moments. You have not simply received information or encouragement. You have participated in a supernatural encounter that has permanently altered your spiritual trajectory and activated your advancement into divine assignment. The words you have heard tonight were not randomly generated or casually delivered. They were specifically downloaded from the throne room of heaven, precisely calibrated for your unique circumstances and supernaturally timed for your exact moment of readiness. No one else who hears this transmission will receive it in the same way you have received it, because it was encrypted with spiritual frequencies that resonate specifically with your divine calling. The breakthrough that began tonight is irreversible. The vindication that was released cannot be revoked. The abilities that were activated will continue to develop. The assignment that was revealed will be delivered as promised. You have crossed a threshold from which there is no return to the limitations that once defined your existence. But remember this above all else. Your breakthrough was not given primarily for your benefit, though you will benefit greatly from it. Your vindication was not orchestrated primarily for your satisfaction, though you will find deep satisfaction in it. Your assignment was not prepared primarily for your advancement, though you will advance significantly through it. Everything that heaven has done for you tonight and will continue to do for you over the coming weeks is ultimately about the advancement of the kingdom of heaven through your surrendered life. You have been chosen not because you are better than others, but because you have demonstrated willingness to be used by heaven for purposes larger than yourself. Your breakthrough opens doors for others to experience breakthrough. Your vindication establishes precedents for others to receive vindication. Your assignment creates pathways for others to access their assignments. You are not just receiving divine favor, you are becoming a conduit through which divine favor flows to others. This is the true meaning of being chosen, beloved one. Not privilege without responsibility, but responsibility that comes with supernatural empowerment. Not blessing without purpose, but purpose that is sustained by unlimited blessing. Not advancement without accountability, but accountability that is supported by divine resources. As you step into the fullness of what has been prepared for you, remember that every gift received is meant to be given, every door opened for you is meant to be held open for others, Every mountain moved on your behalf is meant to demonstrate that mountains can be moved for anyone who walks in divine assignment with surrendered faith. Type Amen to get blessing 77,777 if you accept your calling not just as a recipient of divine favor, but as a conduit through which divine favor flows to others. The enemy's plans against you have not just been defeated, they have been transformed into the very foundation for your advancement. The opposition you faced has become the platform for your promotion. The resistance you encountered has become the launching pad for your acceleration. The delays you endured have become the setup for your supernatural speed. This is how divine justice operates, beloved chosen one. Not through punishment that satisfies human desire for revenge, but through transformation that demonstrates divine power to bring good from evil, light from darkness, victory from defeat. Your vindication is complete not because your enemies have been destroyed, but because your success has made their opposition irrelevant. 21 days from tonight, you will look back on this transmission as the moment when everything changed. You will recognize tonight as the dividing line between your season of preparation and your season of manifestation, between your time of testing and your time of triumph, between your period of waiting and your period of walking in the fullness of your calling. But more importantly, 21 years from tonight, when your assignment has been completed and your impact has rippled through generations of lives, you will understand that this transmission was not just about your personal breakthrough, but about the establishment of a new level of divine intervention available to all who are called according to heavenly purposes. Your breakthrough tonight creates a spiritual precedent that will make breakthrough more accessible for countless others. Your vindication establishes a legal foundation in heavenly courts that will support vindication for believers who face similar opposition. Your advancement demonstrates possibilities that will inspire advancement in others who have been waiting for evidence that heaven truly backs those who remain faithful through testing. You are not just experiencing breakthrough. You are pioneering breakthrough pathways for the generation of believers who will follow after you. Your success is creating spiritual infrastructure that will support the success of others who are called to similar levels of impact and influence. This is why your assignment will be larger than anything you have previously imagined. Not because you are more capable than others, but because your assignment will create possibilities and open territories that others can occupy after you have demonstrated their accessibility. You are not just completing an assignment, you are expanding the kingdom of heaven in ways that will benefit multitudes. Type Amen to get blessing 88,888 if you understand that your assignment will benefit not just those you directly serve, but also those who will follow the pathways your success creates. As this supernatural encounter concludes, receive this final blessing and commissioning from the throne room of heaven. May the same divine power that orchestrated your breakthrough continue to sustain your advancement. May the same supernatural wisdom that guided your vindication continue to direct your decisions. May the same angelic armies that defeated your opposition continue to secure your progress. May the same heavenly favor that opened your doors continue to expand your opportunities. May your faith increase as you witness the fulfillment of everything revealed in this transmission. May your courage strengthen as you step into assignments that exceed your natural capacity. May your love deepen as you experience the goodness of God in ways you have never known before. May your impact multiply as you steward your gifts with wisdom and your influence with humility. May your name be spoken with honor in heavenly places for your faithfulness during testing and your fruitfulness during assignment. May your legacy inspire others to pursue their divine calling with unwavering determination. May your testimony provide evidence that heaven truly backs those who trust divine promises despite contrary circumstances. And may the assignment you are about to receive become the source of your greatest joy, your deepest fulfillment, and your most significant contribution to the advancement of heaven's purposes on earth. You are chosen. You are called. You are equipped. You are backed by unlimited divine resources. You are destined for impact that will outlast your natural lifetime. You are ready for what comes next. Your breakthrough begins now. Your assignment approaches. Your time has come. Type Amen to get blessing 99,999 if you receive this blessing and accept this commissioning for everything that lies ahead. Beloved chosen one, I am Archangel Michael, and I have spoken to you tonight by direct command from the Most High. What has been revealed cannot be revoked. What has been released cannot be recalled. What has been activated cannot be deactivated. Walk forward with confidence. You are not walking alone. Walk forward with certainty. You are not walking into unknown territory. Walk forward with expectation. You are not walking toward uncertain outcomes. Your breakthrough has begun. Your vindication is complete. Your assignment awaits, and heaven stands ready to support every step of your advancement from this moment forward. The transmission is complete. The encounter is concluded. The breakthrough is activated. Go forth in the power and authority of your divine assignment. The kingdom of heaven advances through your obedience, and all of creation waits to see the manifestation of what has been prepared for you before the foundation of the world. Your time is now, chosen one. Your moment has arrived. Your destiny awaits your embrace. This is Archangel Michael, and by the authority of the Most High, I declare over your life breakthrough, vindication, assignment, advancement, and supernatural success in all that heaven has prepared for you. Type Amen to get blessing 100,000 if you step forward into everything that has been revealed to you tonight. Your breakthrough is no longer coming. It is here. Receive it now and let nothing ever convince you otherwise. The encounter is complete.